time, and being greedy won't do too well versus a cannon rush, and that's exactly what this is going to be. I think we'll see a cyber core go down before the cannon rush starts. We're going to see 3 pylons on top of the ramp. Most players go for the pylons on the low ground, but Has is a top of the ramp lover. Let's see where he goes for it. Ooh, he's going to go down to the natural, actually. Oh, he's not even trying to fake it. That probe just goes straight to the proxy location. Is this a 5 pylon wall off? 4. Okay, he can do it with 4. Just barely there. And only 1 drone down here. GogoJoey. Let's see what your cannon rush defense looks like. He is not bringing any drones down. He's mining gas. Is he going to cancel? I think he's going to cancel it. There's no way.
He's not really committed to defending that, but he does actually let it finish there, Peak. You do see the majority of the pylons cancelled out there as 2 cannons committed there for the time being. 3 spines actually at the top of the ramp, and he wants to try and transfer it down there and save this hatchery.
I think he wanted to hide that, though. Those spines on the high ground, why not just build them closer? I think he's saying, look, let's hide them. We'll kill the probe with Zerglings. It's already seen it. Oh, but he does get the probe. Beautiful. Oh, wow. A big mistake there by Has, actually. No longer able to reinforce this position. That being said, he's going Stargate behind us. He's got the low ground wall off and the depth out. Oh, GogoJoey is in so much trouble. He's not even going to get it. Oh my god, he doesn't even get the cannon. Sacrifices every link. I don't think he could save this hatch. Not with a shield battery there.
You see the spine starting to be transferred down. He's in 2 minds about whether he actually wants to go for it. Does start to burrow them, but they bump into each other. The Bergling's actually blocking the burrow. He can't burrow it down. Does bring the Queen over here. Wow. The shield battery's out of energy, and he does finally finish off that 1 cannon. But now the Adepts over here to start harassing the drones, and without the Queen up there in towards the main, that's going to be annoying to deal with.
Oh, this is a really bad trade for GogoJoey. Bringing the spines down, trying to mass Zerglings. The Adept is still alive up in the main. He's losing so much mining time right now. All of his drones pulled off to surround. They could not get it. He may save the hatch, but he's on 16 workers up against a Has whose Stargate is finished. We're going to see Oracles coming out in the near future. Has can drop an expansion behind that, and I think he's in a lovely position.
Oh, undoubtedly. Another Adept just coming up here to join the one that just went down. More spores being invested in, so that's not money being invested in towards the Zerglings for the time being. And surely you just transfer the drones down to the natural into the safety of that spine crawler, but unfortunately it's not burrowed yet, which means even more drones start to go down to this depth.
Oh, I'm just in pain watching this. I've been here before, and it always involves swear words aimed at my monitor. It's so frustrating. You just don't have any economy left over. There's a Nexus on the way. There's an Oracle coming over here across the map. Cancels the second one, starts a Void Ray. But this Oracle alone is a huge problem.
Yeah, there is a spore down at least, which will push it away, but not before it gets 3 or 4 drone kills and does get away with its life.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised he's still in the game, to be honest, but yeah, I would have already gone next by now.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. I mean, you want to hang in there. It's a tournament match. You don't want to be just going down too easily, you know.
He's still adding more Void Rays, but he definitely did add a hell of a lot of gates in the meanwhile as he looks to try to saturate that 3rd base and start to diversify his army past just a fleet in the air, I suppose.
His Void Rays could just overwhelm all those queens on the natural. There's actually not enough queens. And yeah, off creep, caught out in the open. Transfuse goes down. It's not enough. And that is it. Has can just commit to this. The queens are dropping. There's only a couple of queens left. The Void Rays decide to pull back, but GogoJoey knows he's done. Oh. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, mate.
I was just thinking that. I was thinking that exact phrase in my head, Pig. I was thinking, yeah, surely he's gonna cannon rush him again. He did see the early probe scout, like he did say, and that just makes me feel like
yeah, no safety precautions again. The same build this time, but he does go for the pilots on top of the wall, and Joey here just not reacting. And I want to see a completely different response. Let's see. Does he go for the spines? This time it's a different scenario. Spines can hit the low ground from the main. So let's see exactly what goes on. As seeing no response is like, all right, let's go straight into cannons. Does he go for the gateway? I believe he will. His cyber core actually did not start till now. It's a rather late cyber core version, so he's got to commit to quite a few cannons, I believe. There we go. Spine crawlers.
And 2 of the spines coming up.
All right, I think we're going to see a couple more cannons go down. 3 cannons, maybe a shield battery as well. I wouldn't mind a cannon on top of that ramp.
Be able to fight the spines back a little bit.
Baneling Nest will not be in time to save the hatchery, so that commitment to the Baneling Nest, pretty ling speed, I kind of question that, because you can't really use that to counter-attack, whereas if you get ling speed first, you can just flood across the map after losing that natural and still try and bust him on his side, but hatchery's getting low, the Spine's starting to move over here. Now does Has try to focus the hatch, or does he fight the Spines? He's focusing the hatch. Ooh, he changes his mind, actually, but a little bit slow to do so. Those cannons were shooting the hatch for a little bit longer there. Does take down one of the Spines. He's got to choose what to focus on. He does now go for it. The pylon, if he can depower it.
Ooh, he's going to bring the Banes in, actually. Straight on top of those cannons, and he does depower it. Saves the hatch with 67 HP, but surely Has will be back. The man has been moving up his tech tree. He's finishing off his Stargate now, and that hatchery is very, very wounded. What do you think, Peep? Do you think it's worse in some ways if he comes back in here and like with a Void Ray or 2 and kills the hatch later on?
I think sometimes in some scenarios, yes, but here, I think this is way better to keep it alive, right? Because having extra production, extra mining right now, you dropped a transfuse on it, which is a good idea. It'll regenerate. Oh my god, he's even going to bust in. The Lings are in there. That pylon's going to go down. That's going to depower the cannon. Oh my god, that Oracle. It's still 12 seconds. It's not going to get out. This is it.
Wow.
Has was indecisive in focusing down the hatchery and didn't even build a safety cannon at home. The slow Zergling, Baneling bust. Oh, Has has got to be annoyed at going down to this one.
Yeah, you can see him get up on top of that pylon and take it out, and will now focus down the cannon.
Ooh,
the Oracle does
out.
finally get out, so I think he's going to be okay for the time being. That's a lot of minerals invested in just keeping himself alive, and in the meanwhile, Joey is starting to drone up and get a little bit more comfy onto that second base.
Okay, so he starts +1, so we can see why he made +1 in that first game. This is his trick. Sometimes he goes +1, and then he just goes multiple Stargates and masses Void Rays, and it's a fake. And he canceled that +1 just before it finished in game 1. Here in game 2, he says, let's start a bit. And actual Twilight goes down behind it. So it's probably going to be a swap into Zealot Archon, I would imagine, here. And that's cool. That's cool. You can see Has here just kind of saying, yep, you're never going to be able to really read the information the way you'd want to.
Yeah, that's actually a big thing in Counter-Strike, which I cover more. The same strats look, or you give the same information time and time again, you just add different variations in there to throw your opponent off, so they can never really be sure what's coming at them. The Overlord tried to fly in towards the main there, but won't really get too much info. That's a lot of slow lings, and ling speed is not even halfway done.
The power of the feint, mate. Always good to mix in there, and Has is the master of feinting. Now, these Banelings morphing on the other side of the map, once again with slow Zerglings, this I do not like right now. I mean, actually, the Oracles are diving. They're low on energy. Okay, a warp in does go in the wall. There's a cannon as well. GogoJoey, this is a really silly opportunistic push. It's not going to work out. He's even getting through there. A great wall off behind it, and there's a cannon up. Slow Zerglings, most of those are going to die taking down this cannon. And behind it, I mean, the probes can beat that. So what seemed almost like a brilliant idea, just lacking a little bit in the execution. If he waited with those units, they could have denied the third for a long time. Now Has has a free pass onto that third base. So I think this is actually really playing into Has's hands. It looks great for him.
You're going to even take that third, though. Does seem like it's arcing up with a lot of charge arc. The Warp Prism is about halfway done. He will move the probe over towards the third base location. I'm keen to see if he's going to chuck a nice from earlier, though, and just drop that third and go for a bit of a push in front of it.
Yeah, starts +2 attack immediately. He hasn't really used the Robo for much yet. Oh, actually, as I say, the Prism pops out. Never mind. Yeah, he's got all the pieces ready. He could go for a very nice push. Still 3 Oracles and a Phoenix live. There's 6 Queens out, 2 more on the way. Zerglings and Banelings. I mean, Banelings are great versus Zealots. It's just the Zerglings are really bad versus the Archons and Zealots. So you kind of rely on the Queens to help snipe down these units from afar. Banelings to, of course, take advantage of any clumped up Zealots. And It's all about the Baneling hit. Spine's going down. He realizes this is a big attack coming. GogoJoey wants to hang on. Lots of Ling Bane Queen on the way. He's trying to put down a Roach Warren. He'd like to build Roaches here since he realizes there's no Robo units. It's all just Zealots and Archons that'll be on the way. Prism's up in the main base.
Yeah, starting to harass multiple different angles at once. Interesting that I saw Has sort of squeezing a couple of workers in there. I keep an eye on. I want to sort of keep an eye on where he's probing and where he's not probing, as to how sort of committed he is to this attack. And he continues applying pressure on different angles. He's not winning any of the engagements that hard until actually I see that natural engagement there where he's killing a lot of workers. But he is probing behind us actually.
Oh, Archon's in the main as well. Start off. This is so opportunistic. I don't think he was intending to necessarily kill, but he was looking for damage, and the damage turned into so much damage. And this is the way you take advantage of Ling Bane. The Queens aren't mobile. The Banelings want to fight the Zealots all in one clump. You attack 3 locations, Banelings suddenly just become a bad unit. Banelings rely on you clumping up your army and taking a one-directional fight. Has hit 3 locations at once. He's just bouncing between, and he just rips GogoJoey's head off, drinks the blood, and says, the mastermind, the madman, Gateway, Forge, that probe's got a plan. Now, what is the response? I've been very disappointed the last few games. I think it was GogoJoey who didn't even pull a drone when he saw the probe come in. Once again, no drone pulled until after the pylon goes down. And for me, I think that's a huge missed opportunity to get on top of this. I think as soon as your Overlord sees the probe coming in, you can get a drone down there. You're going to make it a lot harder for Has to wall off. You're going to force him to commit to more buildings. Here, very chill. Cancel, cancel. Gets the most efficient wall off on that cannon. And he can even cancel that last pylon once. Now he sees, hey, no drones are being pulled. Super chill. Now, no Cybercore is down just yet. He started mining gas. Probe goes to the low ground to drop that Cybercore now. Oh, he actually misplaces it. Actually, there's not a wall off. Bit of an odd wall off there for Has. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say it is. He's going to opt for maybe a cannon on this side as well. Has is very methodical with this. He doesn't overcommit with cannons or anything. He already cancelled one of the extra structures he had there around that cannon. I think it might have been a pylon. But
I like this whack-a-hatch.
Yeah.
You know, there's hatchery on the left, hatchery on the right, but Has is like, oh, I will cannon those, you know? Like, he's like, I don't need to expand. As long as I keep killing your bases, like, I'm happy with that. But put pylons down, but hasn't actually committed to any cannons there just yet. Goes into the main, sees a spine, sees Ling Speed making 2 workers still on gas. Has prioritizing information. He's got an adept being chrono boosted. That's going to come across and start harassing. Needs to get those cannons down sooner rather than later if he wants to go for it. There we go. 2 cannons out the third. Does he commit to the other base as well?
yeah, I guess this gives him time to just make sure that, yes, that hatchery is definitely happening. And no, I don't need to panic about anything super early coming out here. Obviously, he's in the opener, so he's not worried. And there's the cancel on that hatchery, and it gives him that opportunity to then cancel the cannons. He doesn't have to go ahead with that investment into those structures if the hatch isn't even going to end up being there. So beautifully done with the pressure here from Has so far. That 1 cannon towards the natural is going to get taken out by the spine. But goodness gracious, it's just not the ideal start for the Zerg player.
The adept there. Oh, shade finishes. That's a mistake from Has. He's a bit busy elsewhere on the map. Does get in. Can he grab a drone for his troubles? Looks like he can. And he spots the lair, so actually not too bad. Realizing that this new hatchery is going to die, Rex taking a few Zerglings out from it, cleaning up the other pylon, re-expanding, taking a lair as well. And even that being spotted kind of threatens and forces Has to play a bit safer. So I think actually the best call is for Rex to drone up here, except that that third base is going to go down. He's going to try to run some Zerglings in a bit of an awkward wall off. Actually, that shield battery could maybe get focused down as well.
There could be an opportunity here. You can always even chew down the core. Honestly, like if you're having trouble getting through the wall, the adept holding its own for a little bit here does shade back behind it, and the Lings give up on that for the moment. 3 cannons invested into getting rid of that hatchery. The natural hatch will come up, and there's that Nidus worm starting in the base of Rex.
And Has is like, oh, you're doing a Ling drop, very cute. But this might actually make him feel confident. Whereas there is a Nidus that's going to come in the near future. 1 Oracle's completely out of juice now. The other one's still got 60 energy, but the Lings are going to start dropping. Does he commit to the Nidus? There we go. He says, your oracles are low. What are you going to do, mate? The probes
so
are being
sick.
pulled. Ooh, he knows he cannot let this finish. Has committing everything to attack that. He is going to shut down the first Nidus. A Stalker warps in, but it dies. Losing some of the DPS, but oh, Rex needed to run those Lings away. But Lings in the natural at the same time. Ooh, the nice shield battery micro, though. Another Nidus in the main base. These Lings running circles. So far, Haas has defended well, but his oracles are dead weights. They cannot fight right now. One of them turns on its laser beam. It's a panic activation of the oracle.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, I think he might actually be getting overwhelmed here. Oh, but the queens don't have support right now. Those oracles are out of juice, so it's just probes. One adept, one stalker. The transfusers go down, but a whole lot of zerglings are about to pop out. 21 Lings are about to enter this fight. Wow, I think Rex might have actually done this. The Lings are starting to surround these units. The queens pop into the Nidus. They pop back out of the Nidus. Lovely micro by Rex.
Not gonna risk it for the biscuit this time. But yeah, he is absolutely gonna have to pump those drones. And that oracle is just moments away from arriving. With the adepts, you can combine to be really, really annoying doing both at once. I can't believe you didn't see that.
Oh, that's so bad. It's the illusion of safety. It's like, actually, I should probably build a spore just in case. Well, guess what? It's not going to be ready in time. That oracle's going to go straight on in there and have a bit of a party in that base. It's going to lose at least 3 or 4 drones.
Pulls the drones, uses the queens to take the first few shots, and that spore just barely gets up. Only 2 kills so far, but usually there's opportunity to get at least a couple more if you're really careful with that oracle. Oh my god, really careful because there's so many queens out there. So, not the worst. Rex actually does okay against that.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Not bad at all. Behind this glaives and a 3rd and 4th gateway coming down. So, oh, this is crazy. This is looking so good for Rex now. Rex is just droning on up. There's an Immortals building. There's DTs on the way, but like this is it's opening still. There's plenty of defense. I mean, the lair is late, but there's a spore up on this 3rd. There's a spore in each base, in fact. I love this position for Rex. I think if Rex builds another 10 drones here, is looking amazing.
Warp Prism at the ready there. A few more roaches actually coming out from Rex instead of the drones right now. He's starting to add some extra ones of those in. He's looking for the follow-up because he's like, all right, what's the expansion? What's going on? The Nexus has now been dropped, and he might have just caught the side of those ZTs coming in, but it looks like he's more focused on those adepts at the moment. Might have to pull all the drones out of this base. He's trying to save the spore.
Nice hold position there. Does actually survive long enough to kill one of the DTs, but wait, the Overseer didn't start. The Overseer didn't start. Oh no! Oh, I really thought it could have started the Overseer there. He's gonna lose that 3rd base now. How does Hassel pull this off? I don't even know. Oh, even gets 2 of the DTs out of there as well. Oh, Rex there with an unfortunate mistake. I don't think he loses him the game. He's still got a good worker count. He can rebuild that, but Hass was looking kind of dead if that didn't do some big damage. Like he's so far behind on army and supply. Now it's like, okay, cool. Like this gives him some time. He can get his own 3rd up, start to catch up in army supply. Yeah, but Hass is on the front. Archon Zealots, 3 Immortals, and a good number of force fields. 66 drones are up, 7 Ravagers morphing. Lots of Lings building. I think with this much units, you should be fine as Rex.
Yeah.
And Rex has even got Lings ready for a flank. I mean, you do not want to commit too hard into that. Hass, he'd love to shave some units off with force fields. Hass is the master of kind of just posturing aggressively and looking for free kills. He's very patient with his micro. Remember though, okay, charges kicked in. He's going for it.
He is. Biles on the front. There's a counterattack at the same time towards the 3rd. A few of those Ravagers getting stuck at the front with the Queens there. Still plenty of beef left over on this army. A lot of Roaches and a few Ravagers as well. Is there actually enough here for Haas to continue to push through? The drones are coming up the line. That looks promising for Haas. Another warp in from charge lots. Oh no, the drones are going to get absolutely shredded. Spine Crawl is just not soon enough to make a difference in this fight. And there's still 3 Immortals alive as well.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's made the timing work. The Immortals, oh, he doesn't quite have the critical mass of Roaches. He almost had enough, but just not quite enough. And oh my god, those 3 Immortals just won't go down. Every single Roach falls. Hass is such a bloody wizard. Honestly, this guy's sleeves, how huge are they? He's got so many tricks. He pulls out one card, he pulls out a rabbit, 3 immortals he pulls out. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I don't know how he wins these games. Has is just, he's amazing.
Pulls out a string of endless handkerchiefs and then some. He's just doesn't run out of gas. And I think Rex is a little bit stuck here as well, being like, how did this happen, man? I was looking so good. Oh, almost gets the vault prison, but nice little juke there. Looks like he may clean this up, but gosh, he's lost so much. I mean, 30 workers and falling to a 3-base Protoss with 50 plus. You're doing a mate GG.